What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building, man. And today, I got another banger lined up for y'all, man. So today, I decided to come back on current gen. I am definitely going to be mixing it up for y'all now from here on out. Definitely going to be coming back to current as well as next gen. So y'all already know that you are going to want to stay tuned for that because I am going to be starting a new series, y'all. I already got y'all the top 10, top 5, top 3 best builds in the game. I'm bringing y'all those at each and every single position, as well as any archetype that I find when it comes to both platforms, y'all. And then on top of all that, I am gonna be dropping y'all gameplay as well, NBA player content. So man, before we get into the making of today's build, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new to the Rich Gang family, man. Go ahead and I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button right now. It helps me out so much. I'm telling you, the more that y'all hit that button, the more that we are going to be able to grow the Rich Gang, man. Now, one last thing that I need y'all to do. Go ahead and hit that post notification bell so y'all can see when I upload every single day. Now, when it comes to this well-rounded wing, of course, we're going to be putting it under the small forward. But if you did not make it this far, I'm telling y'all right now, we are going to be getting pro dribble moves on this build. Out of a small forward, super rare build, we're still going to be able to shoot. And then on top of all that, the defense is going to be pretty good, y'all. So again, if you're looking for a very rare build, go ahead and follow along. When it comes to the pie chart, pick the one split right down the middle with the playmaking as well as the shooting. And then when it comes to the physical profile, you could go with the first one or you could go with the fourth. It really comes down to whether or not you care about your vertical. I personally do. So let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of these stats now, y'all. These are going to be very specific, so be sure to follow along with exactly each and every single stat that I put up. When it comes to the finishing side of things, go ahead and put the driving layup all the way up to a 69, and our driving dunk is going to be a 65. Then, when it comes to the shooting, mid-range shot is going to go up to an 80. Same thing with your three-pointer. Then when it comes to the free throw, go ahead and put this to a 90. Then our post fade is going to go up to an 83. That's going to give us 22 shooting badges right there. So honestly, really balanced in my opinion. Now when it comes to the playmaking, y'all want those pro dribble moves, right? So go ahead and follow along exactly as I'm showing y'all. When it comes to the pass accuracy, go ahead and put this to a 78. Ball handle is going to go up to a 76, and the post moves are going to go up to a 76 as well. That's going to give us 21 badges right there, and we pretty much have the rest of these stats left over for the defense. We're going to go ahead and make this really balanced as we possibly can. With the perimeter defense, go ahead and put this to a 69. Do not risk going anything over because you are going to change up the build name. Then when it comes to the lateral quickness, put this to a 73. 69 steal, 61 block, max out that defensive rebound, and then from the rest, go ahead and put it onto your offensive for 6 defensive badges, y'all. So honestly, considering the fact that this is a rare build, one that gets the pro dribble moves, on top of all that, the defense is not that bad. And then when it comes to the physicals, they only get better from here on out, y'all. So when it comes to the body shape, in my opinion, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I feel like Define is gonna be really good for this build. And then when it comes to the height, the weight, and the wingspan, probably the most important thing about any build. First, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what 6'7" is looking like. You can see with the max weight, you aren't affected too much on the speed, but once you go ahead and drop it to the lowest for this one, your speed is still going to be really relative to what you originally had when you maxed out the weight. But if we do go with 6'6" for this build, go ahead and put the weight somewhere around the lowest, or you could go to 185, 186. As long as your speed does not change too much, you are going to be perfectly fine. In my opinion, I feel like 185 is going to be perfect. And then with the wingspan, you have to put it to where your wingspan is at least the 79, y'all. If you're at the 80 ball handle off rip, you're going to change up the build name. So as you can see with the max wingspan at 6'6", if you get to 96 overall, you automatically will unlock those pro dribble moves. Then when it comes to the shooting, these are going to be in the 80s as well with that +4. So honestly, in my opinion, this is definitely one of the better rare builds in my opinion, especially when it comes to the well-rounded builds. You really have to do a lot of manipulating when it comes to these numbers, and honestly that is something that takes a lot of time. So again, if y'all made it this far, I just want to say thank y'all so much. I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button right now. Then when it comes to the takeovers, y'all, we get the sharpshooting, shot creating, playmaking, and last but not least, we get the post scoring. So again, whatever one you pick, it's completely up to you. But for me, I feel like sharpshooting is going to be really good. And as y'all can see, we have made the well-rounded wing, y'all. So again, y'all can see, when it comes to this build, grinding it out, it is definitely going to be worth it because of the animations you get out of the playmaking. But let's go ahead and focus on a couple of the main stats once we grind this build out, as well as add boost to our stats. So we will be getting a +8 to our physical, so our speed's going to be in the 90s. When it comes to the acceleration, high 80s, and then when it comes to the vertical, this is going to be in the 80s as well. Then when it comes to the driving layup, this will be in the 80s with boost. Driving dunk will be in the 70s, but when it comes to the mid-range shot, add a +4. Same thing to the three-pointer. Both of these are going to be at an 83, but if you add +5 with the shooting boost, that is going to make it around an 88. But if you have the teammates that help you boost your stats with a +4, you will be in the 90s. Then at 96 overall, you will be getting those pro dribble moves. And on top of all that, the defense is really well rounded, y'all. 71 perimeter defense, but go ahead and add a +4. Then you could add a +5 for the boost. Same thing with the lateral quickness, steal, and the block. Everything, especially the rebounding, you will be in the 80s if you add boost when it comes to the defensive rebound. And that is something that's going to be so clutch when it comes to guarding other guards. Now, when it comes to the finishing badges, the only one that I would consider is going to be Lob City Finisher. Honestly, that is the only badge that I see worthy in my opinion. Now let's go ahead and get into the defense. There are two different ways that you can go about this. The first one is going to be where you put on all bronze badges. I'm going to go with Clamps, Chase Down Artist, Intimidator, Interceptor, as well as Rim Protector. Then, if you want to go about it the second way, you could go with all silver badges. It really comes down to what you like, but as long as you feel comfortable with the setup, I guarantee you that y'all are going to be just fine. Then, when it comes to the playmaking, y'all, 21 badges to work with. The first two that I am going to consider the most important are going to be quick first step as well as handles for days. From here, you have a couple different options that you could go with. I'm going to go with bronze, Lob City Passer, and then from there, I'm going to go with stop and go in Hall of Fame. Another one that I would really consider is going to be Floor General, but as well as Dimer. If you don't want to run Dimer, I would definitely take it off and put on Flashy Passer in Hall of Fame. From there, you are going to be just fine. Now, let's go ahead and get into the next set of badges, and the final, which is going to be the shooting. 22 badges to work with, so that's going to be really clutch here. First, I'm going to go ahead and put on Range Extender on Hall of Fame as well as Hot Start. Now, 14 badges left over to work with, so y'all definitely want to be sure that you are putting these in the right areas. I'm going to go with Hot Zone Hunter on Hall of Fame. Then from here, I'm going to go with Clutch Shooter as well as Catch and Shoot. Another one that I really like is going to be Corner Specialist. These three are going to be silver badges. And then from there, I'm going to go with Bronze Volume Shooter. Another one that you could put on silver is going to be Green Machine. And the last one I would consider is going to be Difficult Shots or even Flexible Release. That's the setup we're going with, y'all. 1, 22, 21, and 6. Thank y'all so much to the Rich Gang for sticking through and watching all the way, man. I truly appreciate y'all. I got another banger dropping for y'all tomorrow. But man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new to the Rich Gang, as well as any new supporters. I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and ran up those likes. Go ahead and share this banger with your family and friends. And last but not least, go ahead and put on post notifications so y'all can catch me in tomorrow's video as well. Man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.